All right. Wow. Here we go. So this is the whole crew. We're going to start with Lynn introducing herself. Lynn, tell us a little bit more about Action Youth Media. And you can...
I'll look at the camera.
Talk to our audience over here.
I'll talk to the audience over my shoulder. I'm Lynn Hughes. I'm the Executive Director of Action Youth Media. We are a youth workforce development and multimedia production studio, and we train students from the age of 11 to 24 in the media arts in the hopes of training them for a possible career track if they want, but more importantly, it's about creating confident, empowered youth who know how to use their voice.
I love it. I love it. And we have some young folks today to talk to us about what that's like. So I'm going to pass the mic. I want to know, tell me your name and what do you do for Action Youth Media?
Yeah, my name's Morgan. I have been working with Action Youth Media for 2 years, and I'm the outreach team lead. So usually that looks like managing our Excel Beyond the Bell program, or our branch of the Excel Beyond the Bell program. For those who don't know, Excel Beyond the Bell is an after-school program that Montgomery Rec and the Collaboration Council work together to put together, where schools in the area of Montgomery County will outsource to local nonprofits. So they for after-school activities. So they have a sports club, they have an engineering club, a dance club, and ours is media arts. So we'll go out to local schools like Benjamin Banneker and Montgomery Village and Neilsville, and basically do photography and podcasting classes, or we'll do filmmaking and animation. We're trying to get into animation more with the spring semester upcoming. And my job is usually to just manage those programs. They also let me co-teach because that's what I really, really like doing. And education is the thing I'm really passionate about. But usually you'll find me as the point of contact for those kinds of programs.
So you're out in the schools.
Yeah, at least twice a week I get to go out and actually co-teach. Today was one of those days I get to go out to
steal you away and have you here with us.
Yeah, we're doing a sock puppet final project where students are practicing character design and like turning like voice and personality elements into this little sock puppet and like dressing up their characters, because some schools have rules about filming students, so that was our creative way around, is that they can create characters as sock puppets. So it's actually just making a demo of a little sock puppet and kind of thinking to myself like, oh, I'm making a sock puppet at work. I have an adult job.
Well, we're all here today on a live stream and we all have adult jobs.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. This is our job today. So it is Giving Tuesday. We're going to continue rolling through what Action Youth Media does, but I wanted to stop and also do a quick call to action for anybody who's watching us. If you like youth programs and you think that these are the types of things we should be doing more of, we should be funding more of, and we should have more access to, this is exactly why you want to give to Action Youth Media on Giving Tuesday. So we do have on Action Youth Media's website, which Lynn will tell you what it is. Is it actionyouthmedia.org?
Our website is youthmediamd.org.
Youthmediamd.org. We have a banner where you can click and donate. So if this is the type of programming that you want to see in our community in Montgomery County, we want you to go and click that button while we're doing this live feed. All right, let's continue over here. I'm going to turn that just a bit.
Yeah.
So let's go to our close-up.
Yes. Okay, so I got into SEL my first year in AmeriCorps, so I'm currently in my second year. There I was in DCPS, and I went to multiple schools in the metropolitan area where I was kind of like a teacher assistant, where I supported the youth emotionally to stay open to the lesson plans that they had in place. I worked with students with more so like behavioral issues or disruptive students, and I got to the root of the behavior because a lot of times teachers don't have the time to ask the students, what's going on with them and figure it out and continue the lesson plan. So I was, in a sense, like a teacher assistant, and there I gained a lot of experience, and now I'm here with Action Youth Media doing the same thing.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
so good. So you're taking experience you had from other places and bringing it here into this environment with what we do with young people. And so there's so many different things I want to jump into with you guys, but I also want to hear a little bit more about the team who's behind us because we've got a whole bunch of people behind us too. You can't see there's definitely more people in the studio.
Yeah.
So Lynn, tell us more about like what the rest of your team does and the other programming that you guys have. And yes, let's turn the camera on Lynn and get.
Oh, oh, I get it. Thank you. So we do, in addition to EBB, we're in 6 schools across the county. We teach 7 classes. And in our after-school program, that's targeted towards middle school students. I should say that we didn't earlier, all of our programs are free. We never charge for any programming. Our fundamental philosophy is that media should be accessible to everyone, and it's really not accessible to many of the groups out there. Cameras cost a lot. If you're working, we can show around the camera a little bit here. We've got all professional level equipment. We're teaching true technical skills. When people leave us, they will be certified in Adobe and how to use DSLRs, shooting multi-camera, all those kinds of things. So it's very, very expensive to be able to do that on your own. The average school, if you're looking not even out of a college, but if you're just looking for a school, an industrial school to go to, I know that programs in town start at around $5,000 per session for what we teach these students for free. So that's a really big deal for us. That means that we're leveling the playing field and giving the access to so many people who wouldn't have had it before. In the studio, we offer classes. In the studio, I'm doing all the stuff we tell people not to do when we do interviews. In the studio, we hold classes 4 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays after school. And on Saturdays, we have classes scheduled the whole day. We also do out of school day workshops and film camps. We had recently one of our teachers, Nana, who's really wonderful, is a screenwriter. We screened Encanto on a day when school was off, and she happened to be in the writing room for Encanto, so shared with all the students who were here afterwards what the experience was like. Of course, everybody wanted to know if she got to meet Lin-Manuel and just what it takes to put together an animated feature of that length. Last week, most of the students who were here, or a week or two ago, were able to work with one of our favorite professional cinematographers in town, Sheila Smith. She came in and gave them a lesson on lighting and helped them set up a interview for one of our partners. And we also offer, as students progress through the program, once they've mastered basic concepts, they're offered the opportunity for internships. All of our internships are paid. They're for high school students, and the salaries start at $15 an hour. And then most of the people you see in here are a combination of AmeriCorps and Maryland Service Corps members, and they're full-time apprentices and will leave our program working at the level that entry-level people in the industry do. And so they're being paid equivalent to what they would be paid if they were out working in the industry right now.
It's so cool to hear more about these programs, because I come in here and I look at all the equipment that you guys have and I'm going, I want to play with it. It would really help my job as a podcaster to have all this equipment. But again, we're here to highlight what you guys are doing only in hopes that people will see the value in it. And I think we have some comments that already came through in the live feed. I can see them from over here, but my glasses are in my bag, so I don't know what they say. So does anybody know if you're on the live feed? Najee.
What are some of the comments?
Mostly it's just average questions. Hello, AYM. Is there sound for this live stream?
Is the sound not on the live stream?
It's on. I can hear everyone.
But on the live stream, they might not be able to hear it.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Can someone pull it up on their phone and like as a viewer?
That's on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I can grab my computer. I don't have LinkedIn on my phone.
trouble check.
It has sound.
That has happened
Yes, there
before.
should be an audio icon. This is a council meeting. No, it's not a council meeting.
I love it. Is it a council meeting? That's my favorite.
I guess we look really professional.
It's on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? And actually, on Instagram, I forgot to start it on Instagram. But since we're stopping everything and starting,
We're going to take a pause right now, so hopefully you get to see how everything's made.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's on. It wasn't on at first. Okay, so the audio is on.
Okay.
All right.
We just stopped the whole.
We stopped everything so
we
that
stopped
you
the
could
whole
all
podcast
see.
just to make sure that we did everything correctly. But we know what we didn't do. I didn't go live on Instagram, so you can hit the go live on the Instagram tab, and that'll get us on Instagram, and we'll just be a bit late
Let
there.
me put that on my Instagram story so people.
Yeah.
So more people
Hey, actually, we're going to do that. You know, for those of you watching at home, you can do the same thing.
Yep.
Go to our Instagram and
You just
share
go right
it.
there.
Is there a link
Mhm.
in one of the posts?
There
Yeah, that's what
is.
I'm trying to find also.
The go live on Instagram might not work today. Let's see.
So
Oh.
we're just on LinkedIn.
I think we're just on LinkedIn.
Okay.
The Instagram one did not work.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
about that.
boo. Sorry, our
I can
Instagram
try
people.
to do it. I'm signed in on the Instagram on my phone. Let me see if I can just prop that up.
Okay, there you go. I love how we're so flexible on this. And you get to see how the sausage is made, everybody, on the LinkedIn
You
live.
do, but also, I mean, that's a large part of what we do. You know, we are very clear that mistakes happen. You know, one of the things I love about production is things are happening all the time. It changes all the time. And you just have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to go with what's going on and
Okay, here we go.
make it work. And
Where should I put this?
pivot.
'Cause it's
There
on my
was
phone.
another tripod somewhere.
oh, I know
Oh.
what. I bet Jahari could go grab a tripod.
Yeah.
They're with the animation
Thank you so much.
stuff. Oh,
Jahari.
so that's one of the classes we teach. We teach animation. We teach photography. We teach screenwriting and filmmaking, obviously, podcasting, which you can't tell. This is the first time we're using StreamYard. Apologies to all. We use a different platform, so we're learning Wendy's platform. And we also do editing according to the various expert levels. So you can start with no experience, or you can have experience and then work on projects that we do. And we also do fee for service. So we have local organizations that hire us to do marketing campaigns and events and things like that for them. What else was I going to? I was about to just say something else about.
There we
Oh,
go.
yeah. So you have to pivot.
Join just in time
and-
for us to solve some technical.
There you go.
Yeah, and now we're on
Sometimes,
Instagram.
exactly. Sometimes you have difficulties. Sometimes you have problems, and you just learn to deal with them. And mistakes are really okay. And actually, a lot of times, there we go. A lot of times, mistakes make things even better. I'm gonna go back to Wendy here.
And I love how
Awesome.
we're getting real life feedback on, are we in frame or are we not in frame? So this is the
Thank you.
level of what I like to say. It's like when I hang out with my friends who are just as nerdy about things that I care about too. Let me make sure I have a microphone. So, so we've gone through what Action Youth Media does and how it kind of works, how the sausage is made. You get to see it live, how we're doing it in the studio. But what is the transformation that you guys see through young people? So I'm going to talk about it. You talked about social emotional learning. I did a lot in schools, and I understand what the schools are doing around that. But I wonder, what does it mean for young people to feel supported when they go out into the community, and how they're, coming to your programs, and what is it like when they leave your programs? Is there a difference? So let's talk a little bit about just school and out of school with the two of you, because I think this is a really good conversation. This is flanked by both sides. But which one of you wants to jump in first? I'll do that.
I can hop in unless you want to, Hakeem.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. I can definitely say that, like, speaking about students coming, like, I'm hearing a little bit about like the difference between their experience in school versus the educational environment we have in here.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely say when it comes to like, especially public schools, which are like generally underfunded, a lot of the time students' access to arts usually looks like traditional arts, like fine arts or like painting. Sometimes they get to have access to music, but not all students do. So kind of like Lynn was saying, like access to media arts, like a camera, a computer, audio equipment, microphones, that kind of stuff is like not very common, and most students don't have access to that kind of stuff. So I think it's an area of like a lot of excitement for students when they come in and they get to use all this like expensive equipment. I think another big thing that draws them in is the presence of like social media and the proliferation of YouTube as an entertainment platform. I hear part of my job as the outreach team lead is I'll go to I'll visit schools for their back to school fair or their activities fair, and I'll just like they'll set us up with a little table with promotional material, and the question I get all the time is like, oh, can I learn how to make a podcast? Can I learn how to make a YouTube channel? And that's a huge area of excitement for kids coming into this studio. And like the short answer I give them is yes, is like because usually they don't have access to like media arts at their school. Part of what they're so excited about is coming in here and learning how to do that stuff. And they'll be like, oh, can I make like a podcast in your classes? Can I make a YouTube channel in your classes? Like kind of. But what I will guarantee is that like you can leave our classes with the ability to do that themselves. So a thing they come into really hopeful about and almost always leave with the ability to do is to create their own content, and to like hopefully like kind of carve a path for themselves into the media arts world, whether that be on a studio in a more like traditional and professional setting, but also as like an independent content creator because of the skills they were able to acquire here in the studio.
Yeah. And that's really fascinating because in the past, content creation wasn't a job.
Yeah.
But now, as a type of content that is just for consumption to be paid, there are plenty of just paid YouTube channels. And so you're giving them potentially also an economic advantage as well, which is really interesting because before it would take a lot of effort, a lot of money to get into something where your face is going to be broadcasted everywhere. Now with your right YouTube channel, you could broadcast your own face everywhere. So I love what you're saying. All right, let's talk a little bit more about what you think though. Yeah.
Can you please repeat your question, please?
Yeah. So the question was just in the change that you see in the young people in your programs before you meet them and after, what does that look like for what you're doing? And, anything you can tell us about what happens with young people outside of school programming.
Yeah. So me coming in as an SEL coach, my job is to support the youth emotionally, right? And a big way to tap into your emotions and express your emotions in a positive way is creativity, is media, is having forms of creative expression. And through that, students are able to tap into their autonomy. We use all of their ideas. We're not coming up with our own things. We incorporate the students' voices. We're empowering their voices. We're empowering their expression, and we're making space for all students to exist as comfortably as they can. So I think SEL is very important, incorporating it into education, because the sole reason of their quality of learning is better when they're more emotionally regulated. Yeah.
That's so true. Oh, Lynn?
I was just going to ask, explain a little bit about what social emotional learning is, the fundamentals behind it.
Okay, so it is a framework in education, right? It's about raising social awareness skills. It's about the connection between social interactions and emotions as well. And the framework is to promote emotional awareness and give the students words to how they feel, because a lot of behavior or behavior that's deemed as disruptive or just doesn't belong in the classroom, that a lot of teachers don't have educational training on, these students are actually struggling. A lot of times students that may show up in a disruptive way, it's generally an unmet need not being met within them. And having that education and having that training to be able to approach students with more openness and curiosity versus condemning them for their behaviors but not without any understanding, it helps promote them and promote the classroom in a much more positive space.
Yeah. And you mentioned some important things like youth mental health and how young people feel. Do they feel like they belong in their environment? Do they have access to things that allow them to explore or be creative? And all of those things help young people grow up stronger, get better outcomes, all those things. So social emotional learning is really, like you said, a construct, but it's nice to hear that it's not just in education. You guys are applying the same kind of construct here. So I think we've talked a little bit about, what you guys do. And Lynn, I'd like to get back to, if we could turn our attention back to Lynn on all our live streams, all of our many live streams that we've got going on. Let's do that one too. Yep. All the Lynns.
I get to be director and
Yeah, and cameraman at the same time. So Lynn, tell us a little bit about what you need. Like, what is the need coming into 2026 to keep this thing going? Because it is Giving Tuesday, and we do want people to have a solid ask. What are we asking for?
Well, our theme this year is to power up. And what we are asking for is to be able to keep going at the level that we have been. Just to kind of lay out where we are right now. Excuse me. It's not been the easiest of years. There have been a lot of changes in terms of funding on the federal level, which has affected states and counties and cities, but also it's affected a lot of foundations. I can tell you that at least two of the foundations who used to support us aren't able to support people this year. One actually was forced to close when their federal funding was rescinded. We were part of a collaboration to receive some significant federal money, and that money was rescinded at the end of May. I don't expect that we're going to make that up anytime soon. But what I can tell you is with all of these changes, with the layoffs that have been happening, free after school programming for kids is one of the most needed products in the community. We've gone from just after COVID serving 200 students per year to serving 200 students per week. And as I said, all of our programming is free. We provide snacks for the students. We provide support for them. We do what we can to support their parents as well. And so for us, starting to make up some of those shortfalls, but really making sure, in the last year we had to deplete our reserves. And so we need to bring those back. If we have the reserves, we know we'll be able to continue on. But with the number of students that are growing and the number of people we're actually serving, it's a big deal. And then the workforce development program is really important as well. I mean, I'm very proud of the fact that last year we had 37 interns and apprentices, and we put over $190,000 into their pockets and back into the local economy. In fact, we make a point of, there's a number that you have to hit as a nonprofit or that you go to that you want to do to keep your operations low. We go beyond that. So between 80 and 90% of the money we spend actually goes back into the local economy. And we're really proud of that. The ripple effects from that are significant. We've had people who've been able to buy cars, people who've been able to get apartments, people who are helping to support their families. A lot of high school students in our community are contributing to their family income. And so when we can pay them a wage better than what they're going to get at McDonald's, or, even if they do go to McDonald's, not that I don't like McDonald's, but you know what I mean? We want to give them the opportunity to do something where they're really going to grow. One of the things I was talking to a friend of mine about, it said, well, if they do like the fast food industry, when they come out of our program, they're going to be ready to be a manager. They're not going to be on the line. They're not going to be managing cash, a cash register, because they're going to have management skills. They're going to have confidence. They're going to understand what it means to work with clients and how to communicate, not just with clients, but with the people that they've been working with. It's a pretty fun office here. I like to think we all get along. I don't know. We can pass the mic around and see what everybody thinks, but I think we have a lot of fun. I think we support people, and for us, one of the most important things we do is assure that this is a really safe space, and it's a safe space not just for our kids, but it's a safe space for everybody who's here, because the industry, I've spent 30 years in the entertainment industry, and it's tough. And it's only recently that people have been talking about mental health and what that means. And I really want to make sure that those who are coming after us don't have to go through the same kind of stress that we did when I was working, first started working in the industry.
Yeah. I love all the answers that you just said. And we actually can take a tour. I just realized that we can literally take that guy on the go and just wander around. So let's do that next. Let's queue up. Do you want to be a cameraman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take this one.
Okay. Wait.
Okay,
We're
no,
not there
no,
yet. We're not there
not
yet.
yet.
We're gonna. Well, let's get some questions from the live feed first. Let's see what's going on with the questions on the live feed. Can they hear us? First of all, they can.
Okay.
Okay.
That's-
Do we still sound like a council meeting for folks?
What was it? Shout one.
Podcast what before GTA 6? Wait, say that one more time. Because I can't hear you mumbling it. Podcast with teachers before GTA 6. See, I think, frankly, do y'all know what that means?
No.
Okay, allow me to explain the meme to the older adults in the room. The joke is, y'all know what Grand Theft Auto 5, the video game, came out more than a decade ago, and it was one of the biggest video games to ever come. But since GTA 5, for a long time, people have been using the release of the time frame between GTA 5 and GTA 6 as like oh, that's crazy how long we've been waiting for it, because this thing we've been waiting for ages happened before the release of this other thing that we've been waiting for ages, which is Grand Theft Auto 6. So in this case, they're saying that a podcast with teachers is something that they have been waiting for, and oh my gosh, it's coming before Grand Theft Auto 6. It's like, it gets the thing about memes is I feel like they get less funny when you describe them.
This is why I want to be around young people, because I'm super not relevant anymore, and I love it.
But
I love you guys
Sorry.
are.
No, you guys are a little hot.
I'm
Gotcha.
I'm getting, our supporters,
I love that.
I love, our experts.
But what it speaks to though is that there is a desire for like, oh my gosh, wait, we get to record podcasts with our teachers. Which is like, it was a comment that was like essentially a meme, but I do think is like, it speaks to that what we're able to do is something that like students and young people have been like excited to be able to do. It's like podcasts are really in, like I was talking about with like social media influencers and stuff.
And anybody can have your own podcast. I mean, we're on a podcast produced by me, who is just anybody, right? So
Yeah.
it's always a good thing to know. You can step out on your own and do this kind of stuff. So that was one comment. We also got feedback. Hopefully our mic levels are better.
Just keep it down a little.
Keep it far.
We all
far.
have big voices.
Yeah. And we're all close to each other. So any other comments from the live stream before we kind of take a tour?
Well, you have to say hi, and then we just have oh, sorry. Someone said hi, and then someone also said, "What's the topic today?" While Morgan was talking about Tuesday.
Oh, our topic today is not Grand Theft Auto, but it is close. It's Action Youth Media, and we're actually giving the Nonprofit of the Year award to Action Youth Media. So we're going to take you on a little tour, show you why they won Action Youth Media, won Nonprofit of the Year from the Social Impact Level Up podcast. And just before we do that, I do need to say, I didn't get a chance this morning to do my donation, but you guys did win $100 donation from me. So towards your fundraiser for Giving Tuesday, and I think we're somewhere hovering around $1,000, somewhere right then. So we have a goal. We do have a match up to about $7,500. That means if you're watching us and you're on this live stream, you can go to the Action Youth Media website and you can donate, and you can make sure that we get up to that goal. So Lynn, let's go on a tour. We'll take our two cameramen, and we'll
We're gonna
Yep.
introduce you to Nora and let Nora do.
Okay.
We'll walk you through. Here,
Let's do it.
Take your magic. There you go. Okay.
Yep.
Or Darius or anybody else want to?
Okay.
No, you're gonna play cameraman.
Okay. Oh, Nora, you're gonna give the tour.
Got
it.
All right, Nora.
Hi guys, I'm Nora. So first we can start from
The door.
So this we first come to AYM. This is the door. We have red button. So once you push the red button, you have to push the red button to exit, or the alarm will go off. We have the a sign for the bathtub. This is like the main area. You can like give it a little loud. Yeah.
All our
turn it.
rewards.
Yeah, turn it. Yeah. And if you look over here, we have our podcast. This is our podcast room for our students. We also have a gaming side over here as well. And then this is Morgan, office. And then right here is one office. You can give a tour to that if you want to. Okay. And here we have. This is where we have a lot of views. Where some of our members edit.
You okay?
Sometimes we let our students come here and edit also. So, yeah. And if you turn around,
Make sure you keep the microphone close.
This is
I call it the seating area.
the seating area. Okay, that makes more sense. So this is our seating area. This is where we have our stuff on there. But usually we have our students come in, have a seat. We usually have our snacks over here.
Electricity got a little problem.
Also where we get our equipment for EBB. Here is where we upload a little
SD cards.
B-roll for a little B-roll for the EBB in classes for the studio. Over here we have our laptop. We have our chargers. The lights is up top. The colorful lights that go over the lights. If you want to have a little color and light to it, so if you come this way, we have this is me and Jahari office and Hakeem office.
I was always like freaking the ground.
And here, back here, we have our kitchen. Over here we have, this is like this teacher stuff. So we keep the teacher, whatever they need for their classroom, we keep it up here. We have a little, I'm sorry, I always forget this. Right here we have our aid kit. So we have all the things you need. We have gloves, masks, and bandits and everything you need. And then back here we have a storage room. We keep all our stuff in here. Storage. We have merchandise. We have the stuff that we use for our events like buckets and bees. And we have the broom, the cleaning stuff in here, cytotypes and everything in there. This is where we keep our snacks for our students. And back here, the refrigerator, microwave, cabinets. Down here we have a little what are we gonna call it?
Pantry?
A pantry, yeah. Where we put stuff in here and anyone who's in need of it will take it out, whatever they need, but they will also put something in there that they don't need at home. So they come in, put it in there, anything that they need at home, they will come take it out here, and it's like a swap. So
That's cool.
yeah, this is basically it. And then last but not least, where we all started at, our main classroom.
Yay. Thank you for our tour.
No problem. No problem.
All right, let's get back to, we're going to finish up with the interview with Johari. We'll give you that. We'll get our cameraman back into, yeah, we're just holding it today. We're being super cash, but trying to get good audio at the same time.
Yeah, we're being really super cash.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So Johari, nice to meet you again. I met you last week on my surprise ambush. I was like, knock, knock, Action Youth Media. What are we doing? And you were here to answer the call. What goes on in this space? But tell us a little bit from a parent's perspective, what it's like to have your ability to, your young people go through this kind of training. This is great.
Right. So I am Tahari. I'm the operations lead. Usually my job is to make sure that this organization doesn't fall apart. But aside from that, I'm also a parent with children who wanted to be in the industry. And as a parent, I found that having disposable income to invest in voice lessons and any type of piano lessons became soon a problem when you have so many other bills to pay. So spaces like Action Youth Media really provide a place for youth to be able to learn, to grow, to have the opportunity to develop a skill that they can choose that career. And whether you want to choose a career in media, you also have gain transferable skills that you can use in other job areas. As we mentioned before, a lot of the things that had to happen before in this industry was that you had to be chosen. Like you had to turn in a script or go in an audition, hope for the best, and a lot of times you spent years trying to catch that break. As to now, you can kind of choose yourself. If you learn the skills, you can put on a podcast or you can create content and that can become your opportunity. So you're kind of designing your life, so to speak. So I think that that is one of the most important things that we do here. We provide you the safe space, not only you, but as a staff member, I can say myself this, we can be our authentic self, whether it's like, we're differently capable, we have like a mental illness or whatever it is, we can be our authentic self in this space and know that we are included. We are going to be able to create, to have a voice, and that is why Action Youth Media was actually created for youth to have a voice. And as we know, a lot of times youth can have a hard time expressing themselves. It can easily become a behavioral issue for a lot of youth in order to, kind of be able to deal with those whatever it is that they're going through, either bullying or problems at home. And so providing a space for them that they can create and have an outlet for like something like art therapy, which is used even for enforcement entities as a way of like getting, investigations and all sorts of things to be able for them to be able to use that form as a way to let go of that is very important. Um, I can say that not only are we also giving them a skill, but they are able to fulfill their SSL hours. So that's something very important because it does, a lot of times they separated academics with art. And so we are also providing an academic piece to them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Lynn would like me to share that I was so adamant about trying to get everyone that I knew in here once I learned about this program. Uh, so my little cousin, he's soon to be a teenager, so we're excited about that this month. He uh, wanted to act, and so I was able to get him in here. And as you know, I mean, I I do know not to share so much, but it's like it is very difficult to afford lessons. I mean, I think that maybe like 15 years ago when I started with my daughter, half a lesson of a private lesson would be like at least $35 an hour, which is that was very cheap, but that can be from like 35 to $150 an hour. Um, so just to have him be able to come here and take, he's taking currently the animation class and the filmmaking class, and so he's really excited to be here. Um, it's not only providing like a space for him to have like a place to learn, but he's socially engaging. I see him giving ideas, something that he sometimes wouldn't do. Like he would just stay to himself on a phone, to the side of everyone. And so to see him when I come here on Saturdays and work and see him be everywhere and talking and giving feedback and creating, that's just awesome to see.
And it's cool to see families coming together in this space also. So I know when you find a good thing, you want everybody to enjoy it. So we've been here live in the studio. We're going to go back to the studio picture. We've got all of our team sort of around the studio, but we can have everybody who's here today just hop into the picture just really quick. Come on over, guys, and wave. We're gonna do our yeah, we're gonna. How many of us are here today? Just kind of get yourselves in. Come on, everybody. We're all on the feed. So this is the Action Youth Media family who's here in the studio today. We kind of got folks everywhere, but want to have one more call to action for everybody who's listening. This is where you make a difference for not only these programs to continue now and tomorrow, but well into the future. So when these guys are back here as staff and working on these programs in the future, we have a whole new crop of young people going through not only the programs, but also the workforce development parts of Action Youth Media's work. So Lynn, I'm going to give you one final say to tell everyone what you need from us. And
Sure. What do we need? So we are really hoping that you will go online and donate today. We are matching up to $7,500 of any donations that come in on Giving Tuesday. But more than that, what we need, it's through parents and our partners and so many people who help us through the day and through the work that we do. We're really grateful for this community. But every dollar, no matter how small, helps. Every dollar goes back, almost every dollar. 90 cents of every dollar goes back into the program, goes back to the kids. And so that's for us, I think, the biggest thing. So yeah, log on and sign, give us money.
Give your website again.
Oh, youthmediamd.org. And we're posting on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We've got stuff all over the place. So if you don't know where to find us, just type in the keywords Action Youth Media.
Yep. All right, everyone, wave, and we're off the live stream. So go find us online and connect with Action Youth Media. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Bye.